Hey, it's the time of year to talk about Roselle, the fruiting hibiscus, otherwise known as Jamaica in Mexico, also known as Hibiscus sabdarifera in Latin. Now, there is only one true Roselle hibiscus. There are several other hibiscus here on the island that I see people will use the same way. But there is only one Roselle, and it is the only one that has a really nice, large calyx to use. Now, the way we tell that it's ready is because we're going to see flowers on the plants. You see the white and the pink flowers out here with the bees buzzing around in them. The plant has to go through a flowering cycle first. So the flowers come, then it forms a fruit. It's the calyx of the fruit is what we use. Now, if the fruit is ready for harvest, it will snap right off. This is a ripe fruit. Now, the part of it that we use is that bit right there. It's called the calyx. This gets dehydrated, and then we use it to make tea. You can also use it to make sauces and jams and jellies and all sorts of different things. Equivalent, I'd say, cranberries. It's very similar to cranberries. Now, the main reason that I stopped to talk about Roselle today is because the fruiting hibiscus is susceptible to mildew. Now, mildew fungus is not usually a big problem here in Hawaii because we get so much rain, and rain will dislodge spores from mildew so they can't grow. So typically, if I'm harvesting in a timely fashion, I don't have a big problem with it. But this year, we're not getting the rain. Hawaii's in a drought, and it's, nice weather if you like sitting on the beach, but it kind of stinks for growing Roselle because here you can see this white powdery stuff that rubs off the leaf, see, like that, and it smells like mushrooms. Pew. Okay, and you see now here how it gets onto the calyx too, and if it gets onto the calyx, you can't use it for anything else except for seed. And so these plants here yesterday, they're older than the ones we just photographed. And when I came by, they were riper and they were starting to spread mildew. And I went, oh my goodness, probably about maybe 1/4 almost of the crop was already lost. You can see here that there's this white dusty stuff on them calyx. So, well, we still have fresh stuff coming here because there's still flowers in the plant. So there'll be more up top. What I did was I pruned out all the older branches that had the ripe pods in them, harvested the ripe pods, and then I've left the ones that had the mildew on them to be able to form seed. This is an annual plant, and so I'm going to need a seed crop. So that's an opportunity. The mildew isn't going to matter on the seeds at all because they're inside a capsule. So that's what's happening. Same thing was happening over on this plant. You can kind of see that white dustiness. Smells like a mushroom. Pew. Yeah. So if you're growing Roselle here on the island, I highly recommend you kind of get out there and have a look. If you see anything white and powdery, you better start thinking about harvesting. And so, right here in the Excalibur, I have Roselle that was harvested yesterday, which is nice and dry and crunchy. Here it crackle. So this is ready to put away in jars. I usually use canning jars to store this because the glass is not porous, and silicon dioxide packages in there to make sure to keep it nice and dry because Hawaii gets kind of damp. So aloha, folks. Get out there and check your Roselle if you live in here. Make sure it's not starting to get that white mushroomy junk on it. Later.